Hi everyone. Today we're going to be doing a long requested video that I actually have never done, but I think it's because I never really wanted to put myself in that place. You know, we're going to be reacting to mean comments, and I gotta say, the only reason I'm doing this now is because I'm in a place where I am a lot more secure than I used to be when I was on YouTube. You've been wanting me to do this for a while, so I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll make it a series, because honestly I get a lot of hilarious comments, and what these people don't realize is I get no comments. Like, I'm a small creator, so when I get a comment, I'm really excited, even if it's a bad one now. That's the thing. I used to get really upset when I would get comments of people being like, "You're a man, tranny," but now I'm just like, hell yes, one step closer, because I am monetized now, so thank you, haters. So without further ado, we're going to go through some of the funniest comments that have been left on my page. Well, funniest and most transphobic, so let's do it. So this was a TERF account that was obsessively posting about clocking trans people, and that was their only feed. And someone said, "TERFs will be like, I easily clocked you as a result of months of research watching trans porn." And this person was very irate about that. And they said, "More like I easily clocked you as a result of that deep baritone in your voice that you try to cover up by talking nasally. Radfems believe porn to be oppressive, so what are you talking about?" And honestly, I was sick of this person posting on my page and responding to my followers, so I said, "You have an interesting obsession, don't ya? Wanting to protect women's rights and single-sex spaces is not an obsession with sick males. Y'all only show up on my Twitter when TERFs want to drag you or rip apart your argument. Cope and seethe." Which is pretty ironic, because what they were doing is not protecting same-sex spaces. What they're doing is literally just searching through trans Twitter and then responding to people. So yeah, they are kind of obsessed. And it's pretty great, because this person was going through all of my shit. I said, searching through trans Twitter so you can own trans people just existing, making the world safe for women. I love Twitter activists. Thank you for your service, brave soul. She got mad. She was going through other people, and I reported her, and she did get suspended. So I was happy about that. Make the world a little bit kinder, one step at a time. Somebody came up in my comments saying, "How does it feel to have to stand to pee?" Which is so stupid, by the way, because for one, even with a penis, you can sit down to pee, and that's something I always did. And two, I can't stand to pee anymore because I have a vagina now, but they don't know that. They're just trying to trigger me. So I said, damn, I wish I could still stand up to pee. I miss having male privilege. But sex with a vagina is so much better. It is. Sadly, you can't rate. How is the wound doing? Has it closed yet? This is actually another account whose entire feed was looking and responding to trans people, which is really weird, by the way. You know, you have 12 followers. Nobody on your page is talking to you, but you spend all day just tweeting at trans people, calling them ugly. So, it's pretty funny, but it's also pretty sad. And I did report this person, and they did get suspended, because that is what hate speech is. I hate to say it, but I want to make the world a little less dangerous to be trans, so that's why I report. That's why I do it. Please give me more interaction, faceless TERF account. Answer the question. It's always a white gay boy gaslighting actual women. Man, you really have no idea what gaslighting is, do you? You must have very little going on to be waiting around expecting a reply from me. Good night, fart. Another person well, I was able to successfully suspend. The whole trans women are rapists thing hurts a lot more because of how many of us are actually survivors. They never care about what happens to us. To them, we aren't people. Why don't you campaign for your own spaces? A third space is the best option. Why should women have to be your safety net? No thanks. What an idiot argument. You want me to get every public bathroom to make a third toilet and third room? How do you expect that to happen? How does it affect women that trans women want to pee too? I don't get people like you. The idea and the hubris that what all trans people should be doing is asking for everyone to include a third bathroom is so stupid. And the truth is, this lady doesn't know it, but I use the woman's bathroom, you know? I was assaulted and followed into a male's bathroom, and that was the day I stopped using the women's bathroom, and nobody has ever stopped me. Nobody has ever said anything weird to me, and that is because it is nobody's business. And the TERFs who care about men in their bathrooms, there have actually been a lot of butch-looking women in the South that get the police called on them just for using the bathroom. And the sad truth is that the victims of this, yes, it's trans people, but it's also just anybody who doesn't fit the gender norm. Anybody who maybe isn't as feminine as they could be looking is now accused of being a tran and has the cops called on them, which is so unnecessary, and what a waste of the Boys in Blues talent. Am I right? Hashtag, I'm not even gonna joke about that. Anyway, how can one call this music? Just an opinion, but my cat sings better when strangled. Also, it's faries, not fairies. Wow, by the way. But this is a pretty confusing comment because why did he have to phrase it that way? I know it's a common meme to be like, oh, you sound like a strangled cat. But he didn't say that. He said, my cat sings better when strangled, which is very loaded, and I'm concerned about this guy's cat. Just saying. I know. I can't believe that she thinks that men that rape women and then become trans should be punished as men. We all know that your gender is whatever you say it is. This is also why I hold several women's weightlifting records. And if you say that I can't be a woman for a 15-second lift, then say I'm a man again, then you are no better than J.K. Rowling. Thank you, sir, for this amazing video calling out J.K. Rowling. This has just inspired me to go break another woman's weightlifting record at the gym today. So if you reply to this, be careful with your pronouns because I could be in the middle of a record-breaking woman's lift when you do so. Thanks, man. This guy is really obsessed with trans people and sports. For one, this video had nothing to do with sports and women competing, and all I'm going to say is, wow. Some people are just kind of a time bomb, and that's the thing. I could try to respond to every one of these people, but I can't because it's not possible and it's not worth it. So instead, I just think to myself, thank you for the comment. This was a 15-second video where I made fun of J.K. Rowling saying, all trans women are rapists. Tweet. Because that's what she does. That's her legacy now. And he's like, yeah! And writes this whole paragraph at me. Okay. Are you unironically trolling the internet? Yep, and it seems to have worked on you. Thanks for the comment, bestie. Yeah! I got no comments on that video besides that one. I'm fine with it. I don't envy you. And then she went back and she edited this comment. And it's like, if you're going through all my videos, posting on them, posting comment after comment about how much you hate me, and then you have to say, I don't envy you, go back and edit it, I think you might not doth protest too much, sweetie. A real life dude, you need to fix your mind. TF. This was when I got monetized. That's the thing. I did make that video on Dave Chappelle, and I don't think I'm going to make videos like that ever again because I just don't want to invite negativity. I thought I was going to be fighting on behalf of people, but the truth is that nobody cares about the trans community on behalf of us. Some people do, but the majority of people who care about Dave Chappelle are the people who just want to harass trans people. So they did just kind of prove my point that he gave everyone a bunch of ammunition to dunk on us. But anyway, for God's sake, go read a book. You are canceled. Someone reported your post as person is not trans. I guess you've won. This was on my video where I just make fun of people who identify as trans-vaccinated and I say it's stupid. Controversial for a reason, which is what I say about the issue of vaccines. So if you don't agree with someone's controversial decision, then it's a problem. But when the exact same argument could be made about being transgender because they also say it's controversial, it's a taboo and unquestionable subject, I honestly cannot believe the nonsense that comes out of the left, which at one point I was proudly a part of. It is no longer social programs for the needy. It's literally just do as I say or don't participate in society. Bigot. I mean, holy shit, do you really not see you've been the propaganda wing of wannabe tyrants? I mean, for God's sake, Australia has quarantine camps. Australia outlaws shopping without vaccination, which clearly doesn't work when you still need 4 shots in a year, and it still doesn't prevent catching or spreading a virus. This has been a tyrannical takeover. Okay, so this was in just like a meme, like, subreddit just for like LGBT content creators, and this person is very upset that I took issue with people making fun of trans people as an excuse to hate the pandemic. I've done many videos on the pandemic. If this person thinks that I'm fighting for a tyrannical takeover, so be it. I can't stop it. I do think it's very interesting that this person who was, quote, proudly being part of the left also says it's a taboo and unquestionable subject to question trans people, because that's not true at all. It is very, very common and acceptable to dunk on trans people. So, whatever, lady. Whatever. It is very weird. It's very weird. Chill out. It's free speech. Yes. And these people need to chill out and understand that my response to what Dave Chappelle says is free speech too. And I should be allowed to criticize him. He's fine. He's on live TV. He's interviewed about how canceled he is, but he is fine. He's still on Netflix. He's still rich, and he has a bunch of fans that love his transphobia. So my free speech matters too, people. He legit said that in his stand-up that she killed herself for many reasons, not just being harassed. Your video is misleading information. Watch the entire stand-up performance again and listen, dummy. First of all, I have an entire video of me watching it. I'm not going to talk about that. Whatever. Second of all, All of these people really are out here just like, he didn't say that trans people made her kill herself. He only implied it. And it's like, yeah, that's the fucking problem. You don't just say that. And these people don't realize that their ammunition against me being like, you're stupid. That's what they're exactly proving my point. Dave Chappelle made it more acceptable to dunk on trans people. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he said this. I'm not saying he said that. I'm saying he's making it more acceptable for people who do think this to say this. The amount of people who comment on my videos, well, the trans community bullied Daphne to suicide, is proof enough that Dave Chappelle has helped influence people to think that. Because the truth is that had Dave Chappelle not made this special, nobody would have known who Daphne Dorman is. Did you know that there have been articles that came out recently proving that there is no actual evidence that Daphne was bullied off of Twitter for supporting Dave Chappelle? But he just made it up anecdotally, connected her suicide with this information, and then said, I don't know, but it kind of looks that way. So yes, people, he didn't say that that's why she killed herself. He implied it. That's the problem! Did he just say transgender people have mental health issues? Yes. Most people don't realize that being transgender was identified as a mental illness, a classifiable mental illness until very recently. And the truth is that every trans person I know deals with depression because of the transphobia they face, because of the dysphoria they deal with, and because of how hard it is to transition. Yes, it's easier than ever. That doesn't mean that it's just easy. And these people saying, oh wow, you admitted you have mental health issues. Yes! We never claimed to not have mental health issues. That's why you shouldn't literally bully us. Anyway, Dave is the unsung hero. He is one of the very few people who is fighting for woke topics in a way that might actually work, by empathizing with and establishing rapport with the opposition before inviting them to empathize back with their opposition. And he does this while enduring the hate and vitriol for the very people he is fighting for. First of all, he is not fighting for the trans people. He is just talking about them. He is fighting on behalf of PC. He's fighting on behalf of not censoring people, which I can actually get behind. The problem is that these people are believing the bullshit of him being like, empathy is a two-way street, while laughing and degrading trans people in front of a known transphobic audience, and lying and misrepresenting information to make them seem like bullies. People are saying the hate and vitriol that he's enduring. Dave Chappelle is not enduring hate and vitriol. How many people do you see, like me, that are still talking about him? Nobody. That is because it is not worth it. There's plenty of people defending him. And yes, there are some mad trans people on Twitter, but ask yourself this. How many people have the trans community canceled? How many? People are like, J.K. Rowling's canceled. No, this woman's a billionaire. She's fine. And she has an army on Turf Island who supports her every day and harasses trans people on her behalf. The only people that Dave Chappelle pissed off are trans people. There aren't that many trans people visible on the internet, and nobody listens to us anyway. So ask yourself, how is he empathizing with? He never said y'all are imitation women. Maybe you should watch the special again. Worse, he never put value or equality, but people love being victimized and oppressed just because people want something to fight. Okay, people are saying this just because all he did was laugh at the expense of trans vaginas, but look, referring to something as beyond meat is not a compliment. And it's people like, oh wow, you hate Beyond Meat? No, I actually don't mind meatless substitutes, but it's a substitute. He referred to trans women as a substitute for women, which is, unfortunately, how a lot of us already see ourselves, and how society sees us, and how you see me, lady. So, look, I am not saying he's not allowed to think that about us. I am saying, why is he using his platform to laugh at us? Because other people are laughing at us too. Because a lot of people also agree, oh yeah, those vaginas they got? Ew, am I right? So yeah. That's not empathy. And that's not just nothing. He said it didn't help killing herself. You should go rewatch the whole show again. No, I'm very aware that's what he said. The problem is that there's no proof it even happened. And it's misrepresenting an issue, and it's giving a bunch of people who already want to blame trans people an excuse to do it more. So yes, he implied it. That's the problem. He never made it seem to treat you less than. You sound upset because most men want a woman or female or lady, whatever word you want to use specifically for biological woman. But if you want to be trans, fine, I have no issue. But you don't have to get an issue because guys want something else. Get over it. First of all, nobody said anything about dating men, man. You in your comments are saying something like that. But for the record, I do just fine. And I am not actually trying to get men to sleep with me. That's a weird comment.